Well, as a result of India feeling the need to be aware, at least one hopes that most people are, COVID has not gone anywhere. We are still fighting it. The Puja festival this time across the country, around the world, is not going to be the same. So no entry for visitors at any of the 35,000 or so Durga Puja pandals across West Bengal.
3 days ahead of the Durga Pujas, a rude shock as Bengal moved into festive mode despite the pandemic. The state government's intent to hold safe Durga Pujas was all very well, said the Calcutta High Court. But the steps needed to ensure that were just not in place. And so, no entry for visitors at any of the 35,000 or so Durga Puja pandals across West Bengal.
आदमी लोग आएंगे मगर पेंडल का भीतर घुसेंगे नहीं, 10 मीटर बाहर तक आएंगे। ये कैसे पॉसिबल होगा? 25 आदमी वो लोग बोले।
ये तो हम लोग को बहुत अपसेट लग रहा है। ऐसे टाइम में ऑर्डर नहीं देना चाहिए। पूजा का माहौल है, पूजा हम लोग का पश्चिम बंगाल का जातीय उत्सव है, इसमें बहुत डिस्टर्ब करना भी ठीक नहीं है।
The number of coronavirus infections has been rising in the state all of October, hitting highs for 15 days out of 19 so far.
Well, it is a very welcome, a very timely and a very bold order. And I think it is a touch of sanity in a sea of confusion.
Politically, silence till last reports. So far, rivals Trinamool and BJP have taken careful but opposing positions on holding Durga Pujas. Mamata Banerjee said yes, Durga Puja, but issued a stringent SOP for celebrations. Dilip Ghosh, who is in hospital with COVID, said Pujas yes, but Utsav no. And the economic impact?
पूजा हम लोग जो करते हैं वो हम लोग का ये कोई बिजनेस नहीं है, लॉस गेन का मामला नहीं है, ये हम लोग पैशन से हम लोग पूजा करते हैं।
High Court's orders will of course have to be implemented. How to best do it without killing the puja spirit is what the puja organizers are now working on. With GD Shankar, Manideepa Banerjee, NDTV.
And it's not going to be any good in Delhi either this year. The Puja festivities have, in terms of pandals in Chittaranjan Park and in South Delhi, these are the biggest Puja pandals in Delhi. There will be no pujas like we've had in the past. Visitors will not be allowed. Joining us to look at both Delhi and Kolkata, the one and only Usha Uttup. It's wonderful to have Usha ji back on the program. Saurabh Bhardwaj, MLA and spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Anupam Ray, the Bengali singer, Srivash Bhattacharya, the secretary of the Puja Pandal organizers of the Kali Mandir Society here in Delhi. I'd like to thank you all very much for joining us. Usha ji, unbelievable. Durga Puja is not going to be the way that it's been in all our lives. It's sad, isn't it? But at the same time, it's important to save lives.
No, actually, I don't feel sad about it at all, Vishnu. It's wonderful to be on your program and meeting you after such a long time. It's really fantastic. But let me tell you something. I'm not sad at all with the orders that have been passed or the authorities that are talking, because there is nothing so sad as losing so many loved ones. We've lost so many artists, so many singers, so many wonderful relatives, friends all over because of this wretched pandemic. I mean, when is it going to dawn on us that please just stay home? Just stay safe, for heaven's sake. No Durga Ma ever said come in crowds like they do. I mean, it's sad for the artisans who've made their wonderful Pratima, and, we can't really go and appreciate it in person. But that doesn't matter. We have to, whatever happens, we just have to wear the mask and have the social distancing and obey the rules, for crying out loud. It was so wonderful to listen to Professor Vidyasagar, who gave us all the pointers. I mean, we know everything. So what do we say? Congratulations, we're number one in the world. It's terrible. It's terrible. We just have to be we have to be wise citizens, really, and more careful.
And
because you cannot afford
stars
to be
behind
losing.
You. And you're celebrating already. You may not be able to go to a puja pandal, but you're celebrating in your mind and in your heart. But then you always
Absolutely.
don't. You always do that, don't you?
Yes, and Vishnu, I have to tell you that you can do everything sitting at home, because then at least you know that you are not contributing to this wretched infection. Okay, and I think that is so important, because the COVID has taught us so many things. But one of the good takeaways it has taught us is that the whole world is going through the same thing, and why can't we just listen? Badite thako, just stay at home and enjoy the puja over here, because we're going to have such a big spike after this for sure, because it's not just the people who live in the city of Kolkata who go to the puja pandals. They come from far and wide, from
Sure.
all sorts of places to just visit the puja pandals, and unless we put the rules down and say no, this can't be allowed.
Okay.
Unless we do that, it's not going to work. So,
Saurabh-
if you think that I'm doing a show, actually, I'm doing a show in Dallas this evening, straight after this. And if you think that I don't have my mask, it's a Kanjivaram mask, and I'm wearing it, yeah? I think that is important. One needs to show that one really cares for the other person, because if you want someone else to be safe, then you better be safe yourself. And if you want to be safe,
That's a
spread
It's
That's
you make people happy even in situations like this, but then you always do, and that's a lovely mask. Let me go across to Saurabh Bhardwaj, the MLA and spokesperson. Saurabh, what wonderful spirit Usha Uttap has, basically telling people that you can celebrate, you can smile, you can have joy in your lives and still be realistic. That look, we wanted Durga Puja, we can't have it this year. Is that a spirit which you would tell people in your constituency, many of them Bengali people like me, that look, you may not go to your Puja Pandal, but you can still celebrate?
I think, Vishnu, when I talk about Bengalis who are in Siapak, they're primarily all educated, very sensible people. And all these puja committees, whether they are in Siapak, GK1, GK2, Alaknanda, they consist of most of the people who are senior citizens. Some of them are super senior citizens, and they are very vulnerable. Even the younger ones don't want their elders to be put to risk during these pujas, because in these puja pandals, lakhs of people, lakhs of outsiders would visit, and you cannot maintain those SOPs which are usually needed. So I think it's a very welcome move that all these puja committees unanimously, I don't think there was anybody who had opposition, they unanimously called a meeting today at Kali Mandir, and all of them decided that, we will not hold those, grand pujas. Obviously there will be puja, but that will be more of a token puja. That will be more of a, Ghat puja, Kalash puja, because Kalash is the one which really represents Devi. So to have that continuity in tradition, even for religious purposes, you cannot have the people have no puja. There will be a small auspicious puja, and it will be attended by 10 to 15 management committee members, because you cannot discontinue the puja.
Right, I understand that. So it's not going to be the same, but obviously the puja will continue. It's just not going to have people. Anupam, Ray, is that sad for you? You would have been brought up, as so many of us have. We look forward to this time of the year as Bengalis, as Indians, to celebrate Durga Puja, and we can't do it this year. But it is sad, isn't it? But this is a reality which none of us wanted. What does it mean for you?
Hi Vishnu, it's nice to be on this show. If I were to be practical, it's nothing to be sad about. It's just we have to see this phase pass. We have waited for so long. We have waited for 6-7 months. We have not stepped out. We have tried to maintain. Now we just can't let it go and just let it slip away. So I agree with Ushadi and everyone who's spoken before me that we need to be careful. We do not need to do anything. Talking about us performers who perform live, we haven't been able to be on the stage for the past 7 months, and we don't know when we are going to be on stage next.
Right.
So everyone is going through this situation, and this is high time during Durga Puja that we better control ourselves, be in our houses, stay safe, because we endanger other people also. There's so many senior citizens all around us, and they're really vulnerable.
Okay.
So we should really be thinking about
Absolutely,
what we are
I
doing.
couldn't agree more. Shivash Bhattacharya, how difficult was it a choice as Secretary of the Puja Pandal Organizing Committee at Kali Mandir in Chittaranjan Park? Was it an automatic choice or was it very difficult?
Yes, definitely it is very difficult. This time, in one word, I can say that this is a puja only, no festival.
All right, a
The
puja.
idol is a very small idol. It is a yes, it is puja, no festival, I say.
All right,
We
I
have
think that
got
that really does summarize what it is going to be all about this year. Usha ji, I'm completely running out of time. If you don't mind terribly, could you perhaps sing us a few words to celebrate the spirit of Durga Puja? That spirit won't go away even if the pandals aren't there.
No, never. It'll never go away because, you know, you can feel it in the air. You can touch it all around. I mean, the spirit of puja in Kolkata is something quite different. And we probably, like Anupam and myself said, you know, we probably would have been in Delhi and all over the place doing puja shows. We haven't done a show since March. No money, no nothing. I mean, you know, but what the hell? We're still there. We have to keep this going, the spirit of puja going. So all I can say is, Kolkata, Kolkata, don't worry, Kolkata, Amra tomari Kolkata. Shahare Rani go, Amra tomai jani go, tumi je noya roop katha. And to keep that noya roop katha going and to keep Kolkata going, we all just have to understand that this time it's not going to be the same. But nothing is the same. Everything changes. I've got lots of gray hair. My hair's grown that much longer. Everything has changed. So, I mean, you know, that's on the lighter side. But so many things have changed. We've lost so many people. Will you just think when you said the opening of the show that India is number one in everything? I wish we were talking of the Olympics or the cricket matches or whatever. If we were number one in everything, it would be so nice instead of just being number one in the number game as far as the deaths and the cases. And it's terrible. It's terrible.
There's always next year to look forward to.
Yes, absolutely.
And thank you
That's when the shows are gonna
for
happen.
raising our spirits as only you can do in your inimicable style. I'd like to thank everybody else for joining us. I think we just love to listen to Usha ji speak, and she spoke so wonderfully. Out of time.
Thank you.
Goodbye.